The final thing I will be discussing in this report on Anthony Comstock is the lasting impact that in the major cases that was led by him and the New York Society for the Suppression of Vice. The society was responsible for encouraging the imprisonment of actress Olga Nethershaw, who was famous for her role in the play titled Sappho. The play toured in several cities before reaching New York. In these cities, reviews were written and printed saying that the play was obscene and offensive. By the time it got to New York, the New York Society for the Suppression of Vice had already been on the case, preparing to shut the whole production down. After 2 weeks of production, the district attorney issued a complaint with the magistrate, which led to the issuing of a warrant for the actress and for the arrest of Olga Nethershaw and her co-star. They were both charged with offending public decency. Another case that was spearheaded by Anthony Comstock and the Society for the Suppression of Vice is the arrest of another actress by the name of Mae West. She was an American writer and actress. She wrote and performed in her own play Sex. The society was responsible for pushing law enforcement to incarcerate her because of the obscenity and sexual depictions in her play. She was sentenced to 10 days in jail, and the weight of censorship eventually led to the end of her play career. Arguably one of the most intriguing cases on censorship that the society led was the attempted banning of the book Ulysses, written by James Joyce. Ulysses was deemed to be obscene because it was thought to arouse sexually impure thoughts. The publishers of the book took the case to court. The famous ruling of Judge John M. Woodley in the New York District on December 6, 1933, altered the course of history and began the era of change in America regarding censorship. Judge Woodley proposed the idea that the entire book was not obscene, but basically called it a descriptive account of human interaction and allowed the book to be sold in the United States. Anthony Comstock was an American politician who sought social reform through extreme levels of censoring material, which he felt was leading to a cultural decline. He based his plan for reform off of Victorian morality. Comstock was a widely hated man because he was the reason that so many amazing works of art never reached the hands of Americans. He founded the New York Society for the Suppression of Vice, an organization dedicated to maintaining moral decency. The society was filled with other white men who shared the same obsession as Comstock when it came to morality. The organization was granted police powers of search and seizure, performing arrests and interrogations. The society was responsible for many of the arrests on the basis of obscenity in New York. They shut down organizations such as the Louisiana Lottery for gambling and other activities that they deemed to be immoral. Upon the death of Anthony Comstock, another gentleman was appointed chair of the organization, so the vice crusades were far from over. As time went on, Americans began to fight against individuals and organizations who desired to suppress their ability of free expression. Laws began to change, and Comstock's reign on American morality soon dissolved. Today, there are still laws regarding what material should be accessible and to whom. However, the basis of these decisions are founded more heavily on legal tests of obscenity. Anthony Comstock is a little-known figure in American history that has had a tremendous impact on the course of freedom of expression and speech. This is relevant to our course because we are studying the history of freedom of expression. It is very important to understand how powerful your right to express yourself is. A wise man once said, "If you do not know where you came from, then you have no idea where you're headed." If we want to maintain our current freedoms in this country, then it is imperative to be well educated on the issues that have once oppressed us.